So, what's up? What's up? Bishop T.D. Jakes has been named in the lawsuit with Puff's name, P. Diddy, Sean Combs, Brother Love. Some pastors need to go ahead and examine themselves and see if they're really in line with what thus saith the Lord, what God is calling them and how to lead, and if they've really been called.
World-renowned Dallas pastor T.D. Jakes is named in a federal lawsuit against musician Sean Diddy Combs.
It's filed by a producer that worked with Combs. It discusses how the singer planned to leverage his relationship with the bishop to soften the impact on his public image of Casey Ventura's lawsuit. Ventura is a former girlfriend of Combs who filed her own lawsuit in November alleging abuse.
But you have T.D. Jakes, again, it's just my opinion, all things alleged. He gave a sermon.
Because I know who I am. That ain't what this is come to convince you or nobody. Because I know who I am. That ain't what this is about. You can think whatever you want to think. I don't care. I came to do my job. I came to prophesy as I was commanded. I came to hear the master say, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant."
He also gave somewhat of a non-accountability reason. Like he had this right to be around Sean Combs. I'm not saying if he did. I'm not saying if he didn't. But in this life, you got to choose who you represent. Either you're hot or you're cold. It's no in between. Either you're going to stand for something or you're going to fall for anything.
The worst that could happen if everything was true, all I got to do is repent sincerely from my heart. There's enough power in the blood to cover all kinds of sins. I don't care what it is, the blood would fix it.
Everyone has a decision to make. If you choose to continue to go to the church that you're presently in, don't be deceived, though, to use what I'm saying to say, see, that's exactly why I don't go to the church. See, that's exactly why I don't trust the church. See, that's exactly why my mother, my grandfather, my father, my aunt, my uncle, my cousin, on down through the line, my good friend, stopped going to the church because it was so much deceit in what had happened to them. One thing about the word, it never changes. There's such a thing as when it's time for a person to step down because they're not living how they should to be a shepherd of the sheep. Because when you are called, you take this special oath like no other, because these are people's lives that are invested in what is being said. And a lot of times, it's said, well, people have to read the Bible for themselves. Well, it's true. You do have to read the Bible for yourself. Like, you can start off one way. I'm getting back on T.D. Jakes. You can start off one way. But sometimes, somewhere along the lines, the masses can get to that individual. And the seasoning, the message, the ingredients, how you felt at that time, what you connected with on what that preacher, evangelist was teaching on, for some reason, it changes. Is it money? This is how you can make more money. To become an evil doer, and you start to sacrifice how you started out, and before you know it, you're doing the work that's not glorifying God. You're tested. You have all these challenges. Are you passing the test? Every day that we have breath, it's going to be some type of challenge. It's going to be a conversation to be had, whether you're in contact with your children and they're asking you about things, and these could be grown kids as well, whether you're in contact with your grandkids and they're asking, well, grandpa, what you think about this? They're relying on what you're going to say through life experiences, but they're really hoping as well that you give them the real, even if you didn't make the right decision. Everyone has an opportunity to be held accountable. Everyone has an opportunity, long as you still have breath in your body, to make it right. And what does that mean? Well, I do listen a lot to Suge Knight. You know, I've been covering him a lot on my channel, the man who is serving out 26 or 28 year penalty. And it's always like from my time of a generation when it was this, not always, but it was at a time where it was this East Coast Bad Boy Records, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs, his record label. This rivalry with the West Coast, the label that Suge Knight had. Where all that rhetoric came from, I don't know. The media tells us one thing. Different theories tell us another thing. Either way, I think it was jealousy that was involved in it. I think it was some situations that was put out there to have confusion, rhetoric, a state of being imbalanced. That's why it's important for you to think for yourself at whatever age. It's important for you to make sound decisions. But see, the mind can't be cluttered when going into trying to make a decision. You can't be focused on one thing and focused on another and then have confusion going on, because you cannot make a decision. You might can be tempted by money, shiny things, might be tempted by women, might be tempted by a good-looking man, might be tempted, envious of someone else's life who appears like they're doing well. You may be tempted, envious, or observant of the name brands and feeling like, let me try to get this how I get it by any means necessary. And you will say yes when you meant to say no. This looks like this is the in-style church. This is where everyone is going. Let me go there and see what's going on. It may not even be along the lines of what you truly believe in, but it seems to be the in-style thing. You see how some YouTubers get more views than others, depending on certain subject matters, seem to soar out of this world. Then you see some YouTubers doing good to get 1 view, 10 views. You see some YouTubers where people are giving a gift, a token of appreciation. Some people just seem so gullible to believe in the things that they believe in just because it sounds good or in line. But I guess people are going to tune in to what they want to listen to. It's a lot of good out here. It's a lot of bad out here, but it has to be deciphered. But it seems to be that we live in a world where bad is more so rewarded, but it is so important to stay focused, be steadfast, be immovable in what you believe, and you know in your heart that it is right. Don't let nobody turn that away, because there's people out here who are willing to seek whomever they may devour to turn your thoughts around from good to be evil. And before you know it, you have turned yourself against yourself. Before you know it, you have turned yourself against your family, who were the main ones and the true ones that were there for you. It is so much coming. Those who do tune into YouTube, there's so much coming at you on a regular. that if you're not careful on who you are listening to, if you're not careful who you're listening to on a Sunday, on a Wednesday, who you're tuned into, you'll start speaking just like them. But don't be impressed if somebody happens to have broken English. If someone happens to drive a car that is barely running, if someone happens to have on clothes that may not be the cleanest, if someone happens to have a hole in their shirt, if someone has on glasses that look like they're barely functioning, if someone looks like their hair is unattended, if someone you may be next to may not smell the greatest, you don't know who you're entertaining. Meaning you don't know who you're listening to. You don't know who you're sitting next to. You don't know who you just passed up, that you could have just said a simple hi to because they spoke to you, but you turned up your nose. What I'm saying is, don't always be impressed by the ones who have the opposite of what I said, because those could possibly be the ones leading you astray or leading you the right way, or they might be having something of encouragement to say to you. The thing is, just don't be too quick to judge a book. Just don't be quick, whether they look like they doing okay, because they might be full of debt, and hoping to get your information to turn some of that stuff around, or thinking they can put you up on something, or you thinking they can put you up on something to make some money. Just don't be impressed in who you think is the in crowd. That's all I'm saying. We don't know who is who. So whoever who has tuned in with me at this moment and hung with me for the majority of this video, I truly thank you. I appreciate you every time you tune in to take a moment to rock with me. You are appreciated. And I appreciate the subscribers, the existing ones, the new ones, because you're the real ones. You are the real ones, because real recognize real. So let's keep rocking with each other and doing what we got to do to continue to become good people. Good people are needed. Stay true to who you are.